right. I'm gonna try to journal outside on my new furniture. Come on. Okay, the lighting's not great, but also bugs would not be great. Look, this is a rocking chair. And look how comfortable I'm sitting in an egg. This is what I've wanted my whole life. I've got everything I need right here. Okay, so it's been so long since I've done like a real journal. And I guess there's been a lot happening in regular life that I've been too busy to like think about my spiritual journey or the meaning of shit. So I realized that I need to journal because throughout the day, in little instances, I keep like looking up at the sky and saying, "God, like, what's happening? What are we doing here? What's the best way to do this?" Um, so this is one of those times that you know that you're in the middle of the spiritual tests, and it's not always clear what you're supposed to do. The obvious answer is break the pattern or cycle. It's like, what would you normally do? Zig when you would have zagged, zag when you would have zigged, whatever. Just do it differently. And of course, that's got to be the answer, right? It's like nothing else really makes sense. So, what's interesting is my last relationship ended. And when it ended, I had given like all the energy that I had to it, to save it, to not get my needs met, to whatever, satiate the beast. Um, and then when it inevitably ended, because it was going to end before it started, and I knew that from every journal you've seen. And I kept trying to think that, there must be, like, I should be past the phase in my life where I need to mirror a sick relationship to understand the sickness within me, or by sickness I mean the shadow, right? The shadow stuff that I haven't worked on yet, so I get to like project my fears onto someone and let them abuse me in the way I expect to be abused, whatever that is. So when that relationship ended, I was so relieved. And the relief lasted a month or 2 months. And then this creeping realization came up that, oh, you're going to have to deal with this again. And I tried to push that away. I was like, no, it's like, I'm done. Block. Like, you don't get to abuse me and then hang out later. You know what I mean? So, my energy is a gift. My friendship is a gift. My love is a gift. And if you abuse me, I mean, it's not a revenge thing. It's like, oh well, you just lose that. So like, you are lost, dude. So here's the problem: is when you understand your own fears and projections, when you understand your own patterns, um, and you start to work on yourself, you are able to start to see through the patterns of other people. You can kind of predict the future. You can predict when they'll reach out, when they'll need you, how they'll need you, what's going to happen, stuff like that. So, of course, there's a basic human need to want to be needed in some capacity, right? Um, but if people only acknowledge you when they have no choice, it's not ideal. I'll do something about lighting eventually when I figure out how to be comfortable out here. But I don't want bugs, and I'm not high enough to avoid bugs. I see them plotting. Okay, so um, my spiritual journey kind of I put on hold because I felt like I learned enough to keep myself safe. I learned enough to avoid big pitfalls. I learned enough to know that I can slip up a little bit and still be okay. And I kind of test the boundaries every here and there. And I just kind of got bored with it because there really isn't a lot of people I can share it with. I mean, like when you really go down the rabbit hole of like real spirituality that doesn't have these gurus take you on tangents that you think you got somewhere you didn't get. Um, the regular life there is not appealing. Regular life that other people are living, like come home, watch TV, have a beer and pizza or whatever the fuck, like, and it became hard to function. It became hard to function in society. I always felt like I don't belong here, but never more than when I discovered my spiritual journey. And weirdly, that's part of the spiritual journey. It's something my boy Jung wrote about. There was like a period of time where you don't have any motivation. So if your old motivation is gone, what's going to motivate you? How do you get motivated again? Um, and I wasn't even answering that question, how to get motivated. I just didn't care. So it wasn't like, how do I get stuff again? It was like, what do I need stuff for? I don't care. So realizing, like, okay, if I'm a spiritual being that came to Earth to learn a lesson and karma and burn off this and that and learn the meaning of life and love and all this shit, it's like, okay, well, I can't really do that stuff if I'm homeless. So let me like try a little bit with work. Let me try to help other people. And once you find the path, it's almost just like you drift away from the path just to see if you can find it again. It's a weird thing that I caught myself doing. It's like, how much can I fuck up and still find the truth, still be back in God's good graces? And I feel like while you go to work and you're posting on social media or looking on social media, whatever the fuck, it's like the spiritual stuff has to not exist in your conscious mind to move forward, to do anything, to live. But then when I interact with the people that are living, it's like such a nightmare to see like the unconscious, self-destructive, desperate energy. So you know that I gave my all to something and ended up learning the same lesson I always learn, which is as soon as there's another option, that's that's all it takes. You know what I mean? So no one ever realizes it is like being a parent. It's like how often do people stop and be like, "Oh wow, thank you so much for what you did, mom or dad." It's a thankless job, which like going into it, but it's still like no one but family can get away with certain like egregious shitty behavior, um, and still expect to be in your life. Uh, and even then, you should really, there should be boundaries and blah blah blah. And I'm not sure really where I'm going with any of this, but um, I gave 100% while someone gave zero, dragging their feet, pulling in the other direction, right? And I thought there must be a spiritual purpose to this. If the person kept popping up, if synchronicities, if there's this pull towards it. So it's like, okay, there's at least something to learn here. And I've been through hell and I'll be okay. So I'll go through it again. I'll find the path again. I'll be fine. It does take time, but I always find my way back. You know what I mean? I've survived this far to 40. So, so I took, like hurt people, like the things that were said and done to me. If it were a man doing it, I would have killed him, not beat him up, not threatened him, killed him. It's like, how fucking dare you type of shit. And it's like, I don't have to be here. I didn't, you know what I mean? Why am I being punished? I don't have to be here. Like, my instinct is protect myself, save myself. So when you ignore that to be like, I'll be okay no matter what. And when I was unlovable, when I was going through the patterns of pain that eventually wake you up, I wish someone had guided me. I wish someone had understood me or listened or um, saw my value or potential. You know what I mean? Saw past the hurt that I was expressing. And when a woman is hurt, they shit inside your soul. When a man is hurt, they can kill somebody. Like you become dangerous physically. Like I was spiraling and I became aggressive when it was me. And making a conscious decision to like engage with that type of energy. So no one in the right mind would do that. It's like I'm out of hell. I don't need to do that. What's the point of that? No thank you. But it felt like there was a strong knowing, calling that I'm supposed to be there for some reason. And at the same time, I'm learning about agape, like love that holds no record of wrongdoing. And I practiced it. And of course, it ended exactly how I predicted, anyways. It's like love conquers all is just a phrase. It's like I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Um, but also, you can't be mad at an unconscious person for doing unconscious things. You can't get yell at a toddler for not knowing things that they don't know. You know what I mean? Um, and having grace for people on their journey comes from you know my own journey, my own realization that like I hope I'm forgiven for the things that I did when I was an asshole. Still, I still when I'm an asshole. It happens still. Um, so, anyways, um, I end a relationship, or the relationship ends on me. So, like the relief of not being around the like even if nothing is said, the vibration of a habitually unhappy and upset and angry person is very, very contagious. And no matter how much self talk you have, like you're gonna catch some of it. So it was such a relief when it ended. Such a relief. Didn't look back. Didn't think about it. Um, and then like I don't have to wonder about it. I wasn't loved. It's like I know what love is, and I wasn't shown love. I wasn't loved. I wasn't respected. I wasn't. You know what I mean? Like I was used and discarded quite egregiously. But again, knew that was going to happen from day one. I kept, you open every door to see if there's like another possibility, but like everything that I predicted when we met is exactly what happened. So you're gonna blame me for everything. I don't want any part of it. It's like you go, you go destroy other people's lives, and then if you ever wake up, like hit me up. You seem like you'd be cool. Maybe we'd be friends then. So when it ends, I didn't immediately start dating. I knew that despite all odds, you know what I mean? Like maybe it could have worked. So on the off chance that it could work, I did everything I could to keep it together. But it's not me. I'm not the fucking problem here. So if I get zero of my needs met and it still doesn't work, there's nothing to discuss. It's obviously it's like it's a logical decision. Um, and this is the tough part about the spiritual path because it's like the things that I've learned up till now of how to protect myself, my energy, how to respect myself, how to set boundaries, how to pick a partner, stuff like this. And then there's this question mark of like, oh, what if there's something I'm not applying here? What if there's something I haven't learned here? What if there's something I don't know? And then you kind of have to put yourself on trial again and see if you are found guilty or innocent. So um, I several times was like, I'm driving down the freeway, and I call it having arguments with ghosts. Remember something that was said or done to me, and then like where I let it go because I knew at the time that I had to, and then wanting to just fucking, you know what I mean? You have the perfect response and the perfect because I'm a clever person. It comes up, but biting your tongue is tough in those situations. Like you motherfucker, I could have buried you. You'd never recover from the shit I'd say to you. Um, but that's obviously it's not productive, and it doesn't have like when people are yelling at racist people for being racist. It's like, do you think you're fixing anything? It's like you're showing their fear that they're right, and I learned that for the first time around. Like unconsciously, I hope this person, as soon as they felt safe and in love, and this is it, started unconsciously trying to trigger me so that she could say, "Oh, see, you're not safe." So, um, and she has no memory, I'm sure, of the things that she did to trigger me. She remembers my response though, and then points at the response to say, like, "You see, unforgivable. You said the worst thing, blah blah blah," as if I'm walking around waiting to say horrific shit to someone. It's like, hey, are you aware that you made strangers think that I was raping you and kidnapping you? Like our cab driver was, and accused me of cheating and all this shit. It was just so. It was just so like in the moment. I was like, okay, don't do anything. This is where it's coming from. But at a certain point, you're just like, this isn't fair. Fuck you. Fuck you. Go to hell. How dare you? It's like, what did I do? Try to fucking show you a good time and give you love, you cunt. How dare I? Um, so then I had that dream about the siren, where the siren's trying to kill me, and then I decide to that it deserves to be loved. It deserves the chance to become what it used to be, presumably, what it could be. That it's not damned forever. So I remember waking up from that dream and like I know what I'm gonna do. It's like I was like it's like you're signing up for a fight with your arms tied behind your back. It's like I got pretty sharp teeth, but like I don't know how much damage I'm gonna do or how much I can protect myself rather. So so I go through all that shit again. I'm not shown love at all. And because someone who doesn't love themselves can't, all love starts with self love. So if they don't love themselves, like, I don't know what you think you're getting. You're getting what kind of sometimes looks and feels like love. I remember some nights going to sleep, it was like she'd like weave her body into mine. Like we like and never let go the whole night. And the very next night, it's like I'm adrift at sea. It's like I don't exist. And it's something I require because growing up I didn't get that. So my dad says it all the time that they made a conscious decision not to pick me up because of my brother crying all the time when you tried to put him down. So they just didn't want to deal with that again. Of course, like I'm sure if he could go back, he it would be different. And I'm confident that whatever the fuck, like that's how you make a serial killer. You never touch a child. I mean, you shouldn't touch a child like that, but like never never hold your kid. So I had to self soothe, and that's why I live up here. I had to like figure out how to be okay, which is mostly pretending that you're okay. So my face, my resting face, there's no wrinkles. 4 years old. Once I have emotions, though, you see what happens because I got fat cheeks. Um, so what's worse than never being loved or never being touched is being loved and then having it taken away because that's I don't know, that's the fear, I guess. So in the relationship, um, you can't really let your guard down enough to be upset because at this point you can see for miles. I know what's coming down. I know that nothing has been resolved. I know that um, it's not even like waiting for my turn. It's just like it's not possible here. It's like this is a rest stop. That's not the final destination. Unless someone spontaneously wakes up or you know what I mean, something traumatic happens and they snap. to consciousness, or they have a big mushroom trip or something and just in one go let go of their pain enough to see what they're doing wrong, Which is what happened to me. So it was very hard, honestly. One of the hardest things I've ever had to do. So then someone comes into my life who is an absolute angel. Does more for me than every woman in my life combined has ever done in a very short amount of time. Like, knows how to treat a man and knows how to treat me. I remember I heard, like, we were flirting back and forth, and I said, roasting is my love language. And she's like, or you haven't been with a woman who knows how to, like, keep you in your masculine, whatever, and respect you and love you the right way and always complimented me. You're so handsome. You're this, you're that. I don't want to say the other stuff. But my knee jerk reaction initially was like, you're doing way too much. I don't deserve this. You need to calm down. And then, like, my wall goes up. It's like, this isn't safe. Never been more safe in my life. Like, wouldn't hurt a fly. Absolute angel. Ready and willing to do everything. So I have this conversation with myself, like, am I fucking gay? Am I fucking just kidding? Am I fucking retarded? Am I like I'm thinking what you're thinking, which is like, oh, when you're used to having an unhealthy relationship, then a healthy relationship you don't recognize and you blah blah blah. I understand that psychology. So if I understand it, am I still susceptible to it? So we tried to date past it. I think once I put like a verbal like, hey, I'm uncomfortable and blah blah blah, I kind of got more comfortable. But then I was in this relationship. I was who my ex was to me. Someone's giving me 110%, and I'm phoning it in, and I know this person deserves love. I know that. What a lovable person. And then I know that I'm wasting her time also. If you know, if you're unsure, it's a no. If you don't know about me, it's a no from me, kind of thing. So I don't want to be, taking up her time and also consuming like her resources, like her love, if I'm not sure if I can reciprocate. Now, I don't know if I journaled about this, but right about the time that I met this girl, I talked to this tarot lady that I follow on YouTube. I don't usually believe in that shit. And furthermore, you should take all of it with a grain of salt, and also be thinking the whole time you should be thinking of how you can disprove it rather than how it can make sense and how it can be right. Like, you have to come from that perspective or you're retarded. So she had pulled the cards already. She was like saying what she saw. Then I was giving her backstory of like, well, this is what I was doing, and the reason I trust you is because when I was going through this really strange thing, you said you called it out, and it was profound. Not like to me personally. It's like I was watching one of her videos, and then someone I was dating who I was really suspicious of, the way they were acting and treating me and blah blah blah. Like, and she said something about the relationship and the nature of it and how it would look, and I was like, oh fuck. And enough of it was on point that I always watch her videos. It always made me feel good to watch it because it's like, okay, maybe other people are going through the same shit. There's a lot of talks about Pleiadians and dragons, and I don't know anything about it. I don't know what the fuck that is. I have no idea if that's a thing or not. But the parts that resonate, which is most of spirituality. Is like, I don't know if you can buy all of this shit, but some of it, sure. Now, she said, I feel like you're going to have a new love, or already do, and it's going to move really fast. It's going to be like really fast. Like she's like a marriage right away, or a baby right away, or moving in right away. Something's going to happen really fast, which immediately makes me pump my brakes. And then she said, I also feel like the past is going to come back. By that time, you're going to know which way to go. I don't remember anything else she said, but that stuck out. So, in my conscious mind, I felt like I'm missing something. Felt like I'm not seeing something. Felt like I don't know what I felt, but I knew that the old energy was bad energy. That's not just bad for that person. It's like a toxic place, the toxic environment, toxic. Everything is decaying. Everything is unhappy. Everything is. It's a different vibration than I am. I'm far more calm, cool, and collected. And like, if I walked into a room and people wanted to learn, hey, how do you stay cool under pressure? How do you not freak out when this happens or that happens? I would love to share it and be like, all right, well, let's all raise our vibration. But if my thoughts and opinions aren't welcome, it's like, all right, well, I can't slow down. I can't go your speed because you're unhappy. Why am I, you know, why would I do that? So with the new girl, I mean, I told her outlandish shit right away. I'm not good at dating. So, you want to know what the fucking so and so is up to? Do you know what they're doing? Do you know the food's poison? Um, and she was like, yeah, the food's poison. I know all about that. I'm like, really? What are three other things about you? So here's the thing: new girl, physically my type, emotionally stable as fuck. Even when she's upset, she can get a little shitty, a little cunty, but um, I can't imagine any fight we could ever get in that would become angry, that would become loveless, that would become, even in breakups, she's super gracious and loving, and it's it's like fuck. So am I the problem, or is this just not it? Does it look like it and it's not it? What a conundrum. So I go to a wedding on my 40th birthday. It was a half Persian, half Chaldean wedding. And to the average person, these two groups of people probably look exactly the same. You probably couldn't tell which is which. I can, obviously. And the thing is that, like, celebrate cultural diversity. I think the diversity of this planet is what makes it amazing. If it was all the same thing, it would be shit. If every country went to was McDonald's and Starbucks, it would be shit. We shouldn't be advocating for that. That being said, like, there are some cool mixes. Like I really admire Japanese culture, everything about it. I really admire some parts of the Italian culture. It's like I don't know if I would mind if my kids were half me and half that. If the relationship and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Just I just really admire those cultures, or if I feel a kinship with them somehow since childhood, maybe a past life or something. But watching at this wedding how the Persians dominated the dance floor, even me. I danced the whole time, and then I like at a certain point I was like, all the Chaldeans are just sitting. Other than their bullshit circle dance that they do at the beginning, they didn't really participate. They kind of stuck to themselves. And then my friends were telling me that they're kind of like Chaldeans are xenophobic. I mean, if you haven't had a country in a million years and you still find each other, it's like they're gonna that makes sense. That being said, I'm just saying it's not for me. I don't think. So I see in one generation, my parents came here barely speaking English, and then me, I can barely speak Farsi. It's like that's how quick it goes. It's like, am I so sure I want to lose that? Am I so sure I want my kids to lose that? Because then what happens to their kids and their kids and their kids? I'm not around to like ensure that they know where they came from or they have my values or that they have, you know what I mean? When you don't have a culture or identity, those are the people that fall for this transgender bullshit. Or like they idolize politicians or celebrities. So you have no identity. So you're, which is obviously the goal. That's not a conspiracy, is it? Like, are you? You can't possibly think that's on accident, right? It's social engineering. What's happening? So my knee jerk reaction is always do the opposite of what they want me to do. Oh, you want me to be like every commercial is an interracial couple and all this stuff? It's like, all right, I don't have a problem with it, but you really seem to want something. So I'll just do my own thing if that's okay with you. And I'll do my own thing if it's not okay with you, especially fuck you. Fuck you and fuck off. So I felt like at the very least that's missing because I guess on Instagram there's like three dots at the top right, and now if you click on one of your friends, you can see the things they like. I see that this girl is always liking Armenian memes and videos. When we hang out and talk, it doesn't come up. She doesn't speak her language. She's like, but she's tied to her culture, as she should be, and I like that actually. Admire it, and then also like what the Turks did to her people. Like her parents had to move to Lebanon. Like they had to flee. You know what I mean? It's like fuck. If it was that important to get rid of your culture, you should probably hold on to your culture. Now there's a lot of Persian Armenians, but I'll tell you something: is every Armenian I do business with, I dread having to pick up the phone. I swear to God, every single one I have to do business with. This girl, a complete angel. I've never met one I like so much. She's the exception of the rule. You know what? I bring this up all the time. George motherfucking Orwell, 1984, right? He said, "Trust a snake before a." I'm gonna butcher this, but the end is the important part. He said, "Trust a snake before a Jew, trust a Jew before a Greek, but never trust an Armenian." Weirdly, like I'd give this girl like the passcode to my everything. Like trust implicitly. I know the character of this person is without question. such a great human being. So it's like, okay, well, if everything I have, everything I want is right here, minus that one thing. That voice in the back of my head is like, there is no such thing as settling. No such thing. I am master of my own universe. I can manifest whatever the fuck I want. Who says it doesn't exist? You? Look at your life and shut the fuck up. Had dinner with a friend tonight, and he was like talking about like he's got a lot of things to juggle, real estate, this, and I had to sell my watches, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and we've been friends for a long time. So I saw when he had nothing, and I told him, I was like, "You're a slave. You have to show up to work. You have to wake up at a certain time. You have to, have to, have to. I don't have to do shit. Maybe it's my life path. Maybe it's my blah 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 blah. Maybe it's autism. Maybe it's Maybelline. Maybe fuck you. But my focus is on my quality of life. I don't know if I have work tomorrow, but I know that my bills will be paid. I don't know if I have work the next day, but I know my bills will be paid. I know that I've done enough due diligence to ensure that my survival is I'll outbleed a lot of these motherfuckers, not only just because I don't care about money, but I could actually uh, starve myself of food and water. Like I would outlive a lot of people. Push comes to shove. I've been training for it my whole life, so um, my mental resolve and toughness is good. With that being said, I like to live comfortably. I like that I could just sit here and talk to myself. This is where I solve problems, answer life's biggest questions. So, um, as an aside, I was going to go to Colorado for a spiritual thing at the Gaia Sphere, and I told them I had a bad feeling, so I'm not coming. I saw bad omens right away, and I also was just suspicious of the organization in general. Organized spiritualities, like I know that everyone isn't on the up and up. It's just a different version of church. So I'm not sure what I'm signing up for or giving access to me, whatever the fuck. So saw enough warning signs from the universe that I was like, you know what, guys, I'm not coming. Can I get a refund? And they're like, it's, it's you're cutting it close. What's the reason that you want to cancel? I could have said, my leg's broken or whatever the fuck. And I was like, look, I could have lied and said something because it would give me the best odds of getting a refund. But honestly, I'm suspicious of the fucking organization as a whole. I'm not sure if I should be going. I'm not sure if I trust the information. And they gave me the refund. And great customer service. They said, like, if you want to talk on the phone, call me. If you want to join on one of our other events, like, okay, I like that. And to be fair, the warnings could have been that I should just be here, not that something bad was going to happen there. It's like two roads, you know what I mean? One doesn't mean death. One's just like a longer way to get where you're going. So that's that. Now, to circle back to the new relationship 444 um even if like at some point I change my mind about the nationality of the children that don't exist yet, or maybe ever. How insane is it for me to turn this girl away? And as if to highlight how special she is, when the past comes a knocking and just shows all the chaos on the table, it's like, hey, I'm still a fucking mess. I'm ready to destroy anyone's life. I need energy. It's like, whoa, fucking hold on. You didn't want me in your life. Remember that? This is your problem, bitch. Not mine. So, just the audacity to ask for more energy after like absolutely shitting on me, like talking shit on me, talking shit to my face, saying unforgivable things. And like of course I had to forgive before it happened. So like how upset can you be? But it's like, hey, here's an invitation to go on the roller coaster again. I know you threw up last time, but you still have some food left in you. So I feel dehydrated enough, thank you. And it's like, bro, for more than a year, definitely more than a year and a half, 2 years maybe. It's like I helped the fuck out of you. I told you everything that I know to get you out of the shit you're in. You didn't want to listen. You still don't want to listen. You want to bounce from one relationship to the next, you're not going to learn anything. You're going to end up right back here where you are, looking for energy from me. And then it's like solve your problems before you start bringing other innocent people into your life. And today, I don't know if she was trying to get a rise out of me or something, but she asked for an introduction to one of my friends, and I was like, "Here you go. Go ahead. Put them in a group chat." It's like, "Oh, go ruin someone else's life. Dumb fuck." It's like the audacity, and I imagine it was to be like, "Hey, like, if you don't move on this, someone is." It's like, good fucking luck. What the fuck? The new girl would never pull some shit like this. Say, "Oh my god, I was legitimately with an angel, and this is legitimately a demon." It's like no matter like the temporary gratification is all she's concerned about. You fucking psychopath. What are you doing? Just take a fucking breath and think a little bit before your next move. Because you're clearly in a pattern. You know you're in a cycle. What's the point of doing it again to see what happens in 2 months? You know what's going to happen. No matter who it is, no matter who you insert there, the variable is the same as you. You are the problem, the common denominator. And I know she knows better. It's just fucking, you know what? The word I want to use is fucking disgusting to see someone act like an animal. It's like, we've had deep conversations. I know that you are capable of deep thought. I know somewhere in there is a conscious person. It's like, it's just disgusting. It's honestly disgusting. It's like, I really gave you too much credit. I mean, whatever. It's not my problem, but whatever. And honestly, God, like if I knew someone who would be a good match for her and they were compatible, I would. There's no jealousy component to this. Like I don't give a fuck. Like now that I don't give a fuck, I'd actually be happy for them. but she's going to kill somebody. So I don't have any enemies I'm trying to get rid of, but like for the love of God, for the love of God, stop what you're doing. Think before your next move. Just constantly destroying men's lives. Um, is you know what it feels like? It feels like she's tied a noose around her neck and is standing like on a cliff edge, and I'm gonna jump. I'm gonna jump if you don't grab me. If you don't save me, I'm gonna kill myself. I'm like, okay, I did this song and dance with you. Like, kill yourself then. Go. Maybe when you're dangling from that rope, you'll start to figure out what the fuck you're doing here. It's really weird that it takes a near death experience or some crazy trauma to snap people into consciousness. Because like, I would love to just gift it to her. It's like, here's the solution to all your problems. You, bitch. It's you. It's just a perspective shift fixes everything. It's like, oh my god. Why are people afraid of getting better? Is it because they don't want to change? I don't know. They're afraid of change. The devil you know rather than the devil you don't. People are just really scared of the unknown. But I think staying where you're at is way scarier. It's like you know you're in hell. At least get to a different layer, up or down. Just let's. Verbally, she's saying I'm going down. I'm going down another level. If you don't stop me, bye bye. Um, it was so nice dating an adult who like also lost her father. By the way, so I'm seeing a pattern, but someone who like worked on it and figured out the purpose and forgave and blah blah blah, and someone who didn't. Completely different people. Fuck me. It is so important. Like, god damn it. It is so good. It's so important to be a good father. You're literally creating a demon that will destroy fucking hundreds of men's lives, possibly thousands. If you're not a good father, fuck me. It's not just keep them off the pole, fellas. Because some of these whores don't need the pole. Um, you know, what has always frustrated me is repetitive anything. If someone asks me the same question and I've already answered it, the second time I'm upset. It's not like annoyed. I'm already angry. So I fucking just. If you're not gonna remember, don't ask me or write it down. I'm not. I'm not one of those puppets with a string where you just pull it and say, "There's a snake in my boot." First time I'll answer you. Second time, go fuck yourself. Unless it's windy or loud or whatever, but at least fucking make an effort. Now, if someone is consistently doing like, what the fuck did you go back for? What the fuck did you replay the level for? What did you think you were gonna find there? Now, if I'm saying that to you, then I gotta say it to myself. Like, I'm not going fucking back. I'm not playing. I'm sorry. I'm not in hell. You go ahead, have fun. I didn't know what I was gonna feel when I when this inevitably would come up because I fucking knew. And because I had hesitation with the new girl, I was like, fuck me. Am I in love with the last one? No, come on. No, no, no. And then fortunately, she pops up and is just like, hey, I'm a walking nightmare. Everything I say, think, and do is wrong and conflicts with your very being. I'm going to kill myself. Um, it's like, you better save me or else. It's hyperbole. She didn't threaten that, but it feels like that. That's what it feels like. Um, I should have more grace because she's drowning and she's looking for any branch to grab onto. And she sees me as a flotation device. And because I saw how she would drown me the last time around, it's like, get off me, bitch. Sink or swim now. Now you do it. I gave you all the information. I told you what worked for me. I told you how. Like, I don't even want to be in your life. I don't want to be your friend. I don't nothing. Your energy sucks ass. And not like the millennial way where everybody's doing it. Like a medical way or something. Like a fucking colonoscopy sucks ass. You know what I mean? It's like, fuck. So, anyways, there's also confliction because it's like I have empathy for the person and also for the plight of anyone who's not conscious, who's drowning and struggling and trying to figure it out. But it's like, look, I did everything I can to see if there's some way that I can help. I was a mirror that you could project all your fears and hatred and blah 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 onto. I took a lot of abuse. That's it for me, dog. I'm fucking fresh out of fucks to give. And I think that's usually when people would do very absurd things to avoid facing themselves. But in the middle of yelling at her and telling her to fuck off and die, I was like, this is a playlist of videos that I thought would help you along your way. Anytime I saw something on YouTube that I thought once she is in a place to work on herself and receive constructive criticism. Because if I said anything while we were together, if I said the word spirituality, she would have hit me. She yelled at me saying that. If you, the fucking demon in her came out, if you say that word one more time, it's like, I'm a spiritual person. I'm going to say it. It's the answer to everything. It's like, just because you want to suck doesn't mean I have to. You fucking can't. So anyhow, I'm glad I didn't take the bait. I'm glad I'm not stupid. But at the same time, like, the timing is interesting. Like, I break up with the new girl because I don't want to waste her time. And then 2 days, maybe, or a day later, get a text from the old one. And then I didn't, I was like, I'm not, I'm not responding. But then I thought, it's like, okay, you went through all that shit and said, love has no fucking memory of wrongdoing and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, yeah. I think just like God has allowed me to fuck my life up to find him, that's what I gotta do. So the best way to love this person is let her destroy her life until she figures it out. She's got to. I can tell her, don't touch the pot, don't touch the pot, don't touch the pot, don't touch the pot, don't touch the pot. Hey, don't touch the pot, the pot's hot. Don't touch the pot, the pot's hot. That pot is hot. It will burn you. She's got to fucking just okay. Put your whole face on it. Fucking get in the pot, bitch. Figure it out. Whatever it takes to fucking wake up from your nightmare. Because I don't have anything to do with you until you're a fucking normal human being. God damn it. It sucks to see like what someone could be without wearing their pain as their armor. Everything in their daily life is about pain avoidance. Whether that's shopping and numbing themselves with shopping, having bullshit dead end friendships that don't go anywhere, having meaningless conversations with people, having an unfulfilling career, whatever the fuck, like just absurdity to mask and to continue down this path, like dead set. This is the direction we're going. No matter how many obstacles, this is the direction. Now, here's another thing. I've been learning numerology. As far as I understand it, this was the worst year possible to start a thing. I think the guy said that Macron and his wife, father, husband, um, are compatible zodiacs, Chinese zodiacs, but they got married in their enemy year, the opposite year, and that's why she mushed his face or whatever. Like, you know what? I think a real woman would have slapped his ass. A mush is a gay man's move. She mushed his mush, two-handed mush, gay. That's all faggot right there. Two-handed mush, gay. It's a gay man under there. It's a wig. It's a tuck back. It's something. That coyote agrees with me. Now there's a concert um, of coyotes. Okay, so I have empathy for so and so, but I'm really sick of like the repetitive, self-destructive bullshit. I'm so over it. I'm so over it. Um, don't bother me until you've decided to grow. You know what I mean? It's. I don't have time for it. It's like I have too much going for me to slow down again. Um, I'm glad I passed this test. Like I'm not stupid. Thank God, because I was doubting it. But now it's making me. It's honestly making me miss the new girl. It's like I appreciate so much the work she's done on herself. I appreciate so much the integrity she has as a human being. I appreciate so much that not only does she like kick ass in the workforce, which is not generally like what women are supposed to be doing, she's also a homemaker. She made my house feel like home. It's like she did everything, everything, and was like pushing me to get things done. Like, hey, I got the quote for that. When do you want them to come? I'll schedule it. Like, you are fucking awesome, lady. And I didn't like. I should have been under construction right away. It was like, you know what? I do have the feeling like I want to change the floors and get rid of these blinds and do paint and blah blah blah. But I do want to just fucking sit for a second before I before there's chaos. I wanted to be able to sit out here. This is I'd sleep out here, but these motherfucking birds, motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane. These fucking birds. I like birds chirp everywhere all the time. Always. That's never bothered me. There's some like exotic cunt of a bird, a couple of them that sing a very annoying song, and it disrupts my sleep. I put owls. I've been looking at one. I I put owls up, and they shat on my owl. The owl's not working. So it's some kind of fucking like gangster ass bird. And like, my what options do I have now? Kill it? If I shoot, here's the strange thing. If I shoot it with a BB gun, I'll be in jail. Um, but if I buy a cat, two problem solved. My ex could never come into my life because she's allergic, and I get rid of the birds. What do you think? I bought like this. Do you know how far I went? I bought these ultrasonic, fucking, it senses motion and then makes a noise. I'll try that first. Then I found they have a fucking turret, like a water sprinkler that's motion activated, and it will just shoot this N word out of the fucking sky. I've been saying N word a lot, not nigger. I've been calling people N word. I think it's really funny to just say N word. This fucking N word. White people have gotten really comfortable saying it recently. Like all the kids that I work with are constantly saying it, and then like, I'm not a kid. I'm 40, so I'm not gonna say that. It doesn't sound cool coming out of me, but I think it sounds really funny and nerdy to be like, "What's up, my N word?" That's what I'm up to. It's weird how it looks like my teeth are black here. They're white as fuck, especially because I'm tan right now. Okay, is that everything? Is that everything? Um, Last month was, I think, my best month of business ever. And the last week of the month, I did no work, nothing. So that means if in 3 weeks I could do that, that means if I had 4 good weeks, I could actually hit my goal. And I don't know what to attribute it to. I don't work any harder. I don't. I'm online, but like, I'm not a content creator, so I must be doing something right. Um, yeah, I like being busy. I like having the work, but it allows that puts the spiritual stuff on the back burner. So that then like, I'm not so confident in my path and my experiences and my everything kind of, it's not in your daily life because you're busy, and then you get so busy that you just want to decompress, and decompressing is usually some sort of numbing, you know what I think in the last 3 years is probably the most. Like, I've watched 2 entire seasons of things. I guess that's normal for people, but when I was talking to my friend about it at dinner, it was just like, he's like, what are your what are your the devil just messaged me. What are your hobbies? Like, let's get into racing. And I was like, I'm not going to do that. He's like, why? You'd be good at it. It's like, that's why. Because anything that I do, I have to become proficient at it. I have to become the best at it. And I don't want to just be sitting around thinking about the thing. You know what I mean? Like, it's a distraction. And I get obsessive over shit. So if I get into racing, then all I'm going to talk about is all I'm going to think about. It's all I'm going to read about. It's all I'm going to like. I don't want to do it. When I get this shit, when me and my friends used to go to a LAN center and play video games, and the guy that owned the LAN center was always trying to get people to play this game called Dota. He's like, "Oh, we're gonna have a Dota tournament. If you win, we'll give you free monsters." I was like, "I have $3 Probably at the time it was like $8. Who knows? I have $1. I'm fine. I don't even like the taste of that shit. Plus it's 666 in Hebrew. It's like just play with us, right? He like demanded, he like bullied us into playing a game that we've never played, and it's such a detailed game. Like you have like we're sitting there reading while they're destroying our base. Like, so you eat the wood, and then it gives you 10 HP, and then your base is under attack. Like, oh fuck! Like, how do I attack back? How do like we had no idea what the fuck we're doing. They ran through us, right? Like we're the new guys in the prison cell block, and then the guy laughed maniacally, and I looked at my friends and was like, "This will never happen again. This will never happen again. This motherfucker." And then I became so there's like 100 characters in the game. I became so proficient at it. You could give me any character, and I would fuck your entire family up. It could be 5-on-1. I would still win. Like I became godlike, lowercase g, unstoppable, absolutely unstoppable. I would routinely then play me versus two of my friends. So like you guys pick my character, and I'll play against you too. And then I would fuck them up every. Perfect, perfect record by the way. Never lost. And they're like, it's not fair. You're getting more money because you're the one alone. I was like, okay, give me Beige. Beige is the worst at everything. Still fucking perfect. And you know he didn't do anything. But I know what it took to like what was in here to get that result. Obsessive, like reading forums about it and trying different things. Like you have dreams about this shit. You have dreams about it. This is why I'm good at tuning. I have dreams about it. I don't do that with a hobby, pickleball, fucking racing. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I feel like it would distract me from whatever I haven't done the thing I'm supposed to do in life yet. That's what I think. Anything, whatever that is, will that'll be my hobby. I have a feeling it's gonna be something spiritual, but I have still have a foot in the spiritual community and listen to the beat and what are you guys talking about and blah blah blah. Right now, there's chaos on the news, and I'm not bothered by it. My blood pressure doesn't go up, but I see the memes. I see other people freaking out. I see the division. I see the yeah. The TV is still doing the TV shit. The programming is still doing the programming shit, and I know too much, to get lost in that. So I had a feeling like a like ominous feeling that something big is gonna happen in the world, and I was like, oh fucking thank God! Like let's get on with it. What's the next thing? Because I want to like now being conscious, like oh interesting, you're buying toilet paper. First thing you thought about was like that's the first thing you thought about. Have you heard of a bidet or a shower? Like you'll be fine. You have to kill someone at Costco for toilet paper. It's also the least efficient way to clean your ass. Your ass must be filthy, and this is the generation and the country that really promoted ass licking, literally and figuratively. Everybody worships someone who's on a different tier or station than them. Um, Plus, like, I have this view now. I have this view. I have this rocking chair. It's the temperature is so nice, actually. Um, this is very comfortable. I realized I'm at that place. I'm at the part in life where it's like, oh, if I get there, then I'll be happy. If I get here, once I have this, I can't wait till. I was always journaling at the other place, like, get me out of this Swedish prison. You're never happy. It's like now that I'm Like when I came here, I don't like a lot of things about this place, but I'll change it. But when I came here, it was like I miss the whole place. Simple, smaller, like close to the freeway, further north, so it's closer to everything that I do. So this is a much nicer situation, much nicer home. This is a home. I can make it how I want. I can put my roots down. I fucking power washed. I bought a power washer to power wash the top deck and the bottom deck. And the first furniture I bought is for outside. I spent so much time like you remember me starting this shit and I went to Hawaii and just to like look at the ocean and ponder life. Now I have an ocean view and I haven't been out here once. Not one time. It's my first time. It's been 5 going on 6 weeks. It's like, oh, I'm not there yet. I'm not there yet. It's not time to enjoy it yet. Well, I need. Well, I'm gonna need more stuff out here, and then I need a fire pit, and I want it to be a wood firing fire pit because I don't want to worry about propane tanks. And then, well, I need enough chairs for my friends to be here, and then we'll talk around the fire, and well, it was like, then it'll never happen. Just like I sat on the couch and just automatically turned on the TV and like tried to look at something on YouTube. I either look at spiritual shit or try to watch a comedian say something funny. And it said loading, and then I everything that I clicked on it said loading, loading, loading. It wouldn't go, and I was like, oh, am I not supposed to do this? Oh yeah, I have a whole life outside of this. What am I doing? I'm here. I made it, guys. I made it, fellers. A cunt hair before 40. Got a house. I would have done it a long time ago, but I think this was supposed to happen this way. It's so quiet in this neighborhood. My biggest problem is the birds. Uh, and I'm going to have a solution for that. I have to. Like it's not the air is so nice. I like to leave the windows open or whatever. It's gated community. I'm not worried about anyone fucking around. But it sounds like they're like on top of me, chirping in my ear, and it's really repetitive. And it's such like a. It's not like a. It's not a song. It's like disturbing. And he's also shitting on my glass. So I've declared war on the birds. I decided. That's my new hobby. Um, I'll keep you abreast to the situation about. I stopped going into the in person Kabbalah classes because it's so far. And then also, I'm not learning anything. And then they want participation in groups. And it's like, I am not like these people. Like, I'm here as an observer. It was like when Gary Busey was like in a mental institution. He's like, no, I'm not in a mental institution. I'm here as an observer. Hello, pants. Um, it's like, no, bitch, you're crazy. But no, like I learn one thing every now and then, or that it can fill in a piece of puzzle. Is it worth me going 4 hours round trip? No. I hear the questions the other people have, or like even the elders in the class or whatever. It's like you don't fucking know. You don't even reading it, and knowing it. You can read it and recite it. What's your tikkun? Ugh. So I'll go at my own pace. I'll learn things how I want to learn. Like I said, my life's about comfort. I didn't mind. I didn't mind switching up my schedule and driving to LA to go to Jew class, but also I have to say it. there is a concerted effort by the powers that be to put anti Jewish sentiment out because this shit wasn't allowed. My whole life it wasn't allowed. Now it's everywhere. So I know it's on purpose. So I feel like something's coming. And if you read Albert Pike, he called it. He didn't call it. He planned it. Said that there's going to be World War III and it's going to be a religious war. So just for the sake of, hey, maybe I told you so later. Maybe I'll say that. Um, Selective outrage. Either be outraged about everything or nothing. Selective outrages. You got pro-life people arguing to kill people in war, and you're like the logic never follows through all the way. Okay, I ran out of stuff to say. I want to just enjoy the view. Okay, we'll see you around. Maybe I won't. Fuck you.